Yes, they are among the most feared creatures in the sea, and they've developed quite the reputation over the years. But now wildlife experts say more great white sharks could be headed toward the Great White North. Stephen Puttycombe has more on why.
These photos shot in South Africa by Art Gaitin of the largest predatory fish on the earth. It has 300 serrated triangular teeth in several rows. It can grow to 6 meters and weigh over 2,000 kilograms. And it could be coming to a beach on the east coast.
I think that's what the trend is going on now, because as we get more and more satellite tags into the whites that are getting tagged down off of the U.S., we're starting to see more and more of the whites tracking north.
Art Gaitin takes people shark fishing for a living. They don't keep them, they just measure them, tag them, snap a photo, and lets them go. He shares his data with scientists. Gaitin not only runs Blue Shark charters, but he studies sharks. He was in South Africa recently. He isn't sure why they're coming north, but he thinks it has something to do with the water temperature.
What a lot of people don't realize is that the waters here off of Nova Scotia are pretty much the same as the waters off of South Africa. So our water is really running on par with South Africa does, and they have white sharks there all year round.
Scientists who also study sharks agree great white numbers have increased about 10 to 20% over the last decade. But there is no reliable data on the overall great white population, or even how many are in East Coast waters.
We don't have a clue how many great white sharks are out there now. It's probably in the order of thousands, which sounds like a lot of sharks, but when you contrast that with, say, the number of porbeagle sharks just in Canadian waters, where there's 250,000, or the number of blue sharks that are in the entire Atlantic Ocean, which is probably 100 million, then, a few thousand is not very many at all.
People flocking to East Coast beaches for summer holidays shouldn't worry too much.
But they don't have a particular interest in people. We're not a preferred piece of food for them. We're not tasty to them. And a lot of the attacks are mistaken identity.
Gaitin agrees, but he says it always seems that there's one shark.
There's always that freak in nature, like no matter what species we have, whether it be a human, whether it be a shark, whether it be a dog, sharks, they don't like the taste of human beings, but there's always that weird one, that sick one out there that will acquire a taste for humans. There he comes.
Gaitin says there are plenty more things beneath the water people should worry about, at least for the time being. Stephen Puttycombe, CBC News, somewhere out in the North Atlantic.
Researchers around the world have been actually collecting data on the movement of great white sharks by attaching tracking devices to them, as you just saw, including to one visitor to Canada. Last July, a shark named Lydia was tracked in the waters off South Carolina. And over the course of the next few months, she actually headed north and in October ended up swimming very close to southern Newfoundland. Lydia's travels, as well as several other sharks, can all be tracked if you want to on osearch.org.